Alright guys, so this is our lesson here about our distributive property. So our objective today is that I can simplify expressions using the distributive property. So we are going to be doing the distributive property when we simplify our expressions. We've already learned how to simplify expressions by using the combined like terms. Or this time we're going to use the different kind. It's called the distributive property. And I have a little example here, 3 pictures of the useful of the distributive property in the real world here. You can see here, this is the people here at a cafeteria. You have the people taking out these food and giving it to the people that you see here. And what they're doing, they're distributing what they have to the people who want that. Same thing here is you have a mail truck carrier. What does the mail truck carrier do? Well, they have your packages, your mail, and they take them to your house, and one by one they put them in your mailbox so that you can be able to see it. So they're also a distributor. They're handing them out to the people who's the mail that it is. Then you see here, this is a bad picture, but it's a black and white picture of Halloween trick-or-treating. And you can see this gentleman up here is passing some candy to this kiddo here in his little pumpkin, and he's distributing to him. So everybody who comes to his house, he may give a Snickers or a Starburst or whatever candy he's handing out to. So basically, what does the distributing mean? It means that whatever these people have, they're going to give it to everybody who is on their list, or in this case, whoever comes to their whoever approaches them. So these 3 pictures have in common is of distribution of items from one person to another. So they're showing the distribution of items from one person to another. And that's basically how the distributive property works. You're going to take a number that's going to be outside of a parentheses, and you're going to distribute it to every number that's inside, and it's going to be through multiplication. And so that's what our main idea of what we want you to see is you're going to take numbers that are outside of the parentheses, like this cook or the mail man or the person handing out the trick or treats. And the people inside the people here receiving it are going to be the numbers inside the parentheses. The person right here with their plate out, your house that receives the mail or the package, or this right here, this young man receiving this piece of candy from trick or treating. So that's basically what's going to happen. And we use a mathematical operation of multiplication to be able to do this. And this allows us to simplify expressions even better so that we can get a better understanding. So let's kind of show you what we have here. So there right here was fill this in. It says the blank blank is used in algebra to show how many multiple quantities of terms. So this is called the distributive property. Okay, the distributive property. It's used in algebra or in pre-algebra that we're going to do to show the multiple quantities of terms. So what I mean by this is I could have the terms 2x plus 3. Okay, that could be one big term or one big expression that I have. And what I want to do is say all of a sudden, man, I'd like to have 5 of those things. So basically what happens is I say, okay, if I want 5 of those, I can either add them 5 times or I can multiply it by 5. And this is what the distributive property will look like here. It's saying that these terms, 2x plus 3, is going, and I want 5 of them. I want that 5 times. And if I multiply it by 5, or if I multiply what's inside the parentheses by 5, it will allow me to see what my new terms will be, or my new expression. So the number outside, which would be the pink of the parentheses, is blank to all the terms inside the parentheses using blank. So basically what it says is distributed to all the terms inside the parentheses using multiplication. That's pretty much it. So what's happening here, I'm taking the terms that are in the pink here, the terms that are on outside of the parentheses, is distributed. So he's going to the 2x, and then he's going to be distributed to the 3. Okay? And we do that by multiplication. So if I do this here, you can see here that I have that what happens here is basically I have 5 times 2, which will be 10x, and then 5 times 3, which will be 15. Okay? And I will be able to get my solution there, and that is my final answer that I have. I'm able to get my answer by doing 5 times 2 gives me 10x, 5 times 3 gives me 15. Okay? So let's look at a few examples here, and then we have some down here on the bottom for you to practice. All right? So doing these here at the bottom, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I have 3, and I want to distribute that. I want 3 times as many as my terms. Let's see here. I'm going to have 2t plus 6, and I'm going to go from there. Okay, so I have 2t plus 6. All right, so what I want to do is I have my number on the outside, which is the 3. He's going to be distributed to all the numbers on the inside, or my terms on the inside. So my terms on the inside are 2t, and I have a 6. And I want 3 times as many. So I do some multiplication. So the 3 goes to the 2t, so it's 3 times 2t. And then the 3 goes to the 6, and that's plus, so I got 3 times 6. And when I do this, 3 times 2t will give me 6t, and 3 times 6 will give me 18. It's a positive. So that is my solution right there. Okay? So I'm done. That's pretty much that. It's that simple for the distributive property. If I try another one, okay, well, if I want to do 2 times, and I have this expression, x minus 3 plus 2b. I have 3 numbers now. Do the same thing. Here's my terms. I have 3 terms inside the parentheses. It's already been simplified, and I want to be able to find out what happens when I take 2 of them, when I multiply it by 2 of them. So I'm going to take the 2 times the x. I'm going to get 2 times x. I'm going to take the 2 times the 3, which is going to be negative 3 times 2. Then I'm going to take the 2 times the 2b, so it's going to be plus 2 times 2b. And then I just do my addition. 2 times x is 2x, or 2 times x is 2x there. I have negative 3 times 2, which is going to give me negative 6. And then I also have 2 times 2b, which is going to give me 4b right there. And that is my solution. I'm done. I can look and see I don't have any terms to combine or anything. All these terms are the same, so I'm good. I'm done. I don't have to combine any terms. Okay? The next one here that I have number 3. I want to do this one. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's put a 7y plus 2x plus 1. Okay? So my term is this part that's inside the parentheses here. So I'm going to take my parentheses here, and that's the terms that I have, my expression, y plus 2x plus 1. And I want to be able to simplify that even more because I want 7 of them. I want to know what will it be if I do 7 of them. So I take the 7 times the y, take the 7 times the 2x, and 7 times the 1. And what happens then? I get 7y. 7 times 2 is 14x. And 7 times 1 is 7. There's my answer. I'm done because I have no terms that are alike. I don't have to put them together. If I had terms that were alike, I would have had to put them together. And so I'm done. That's it. Okay, let's see if we can ramp it up just a little bit here with it. Say if I have one like this. I have 3x plus 4 plus 2. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these. Here's my time right there. I'm going to multiply it by the 3. I'm going to see what we have. So the 3 goes to the x, it gives me 3x. The 3 goes to the 4, that gives me 3 times 4. And then the 3 goes to the 2, which is 3 times 2. Okay? When I look at that now, I can put these things together. So I'm going to have 3x plus 12 plus 6. Okay? And I can then put my stuff together that are alike. You can see here I have the 12 and the 16 that are still alike. So I can rewrite that as 3x plus 18. And there's my final answer. So basically what we did here, you have 6 problems here to practice. You're going to be using your arrows. You're going to be multiplying by the outside by everything that's on the inside. I would go through here. If I was going to do number 1, I'd say, okay, I'm taking the 3 times the 4. I'm taking the 3 times the 5, and I'm going to write it out. 3 times 4x plus 3 times 5. And I'm going to end up getting 12x plus 15, and that's what I got. Okay, so I'm done. So I'm going to do the rest of these 6 here just like I did up on the top and just like I did here on the bottom here. So when you finish these 5, let Mr. O check them to make sure that you have those correct. When you have those done, I'm going to give you a practice sheet for you to work on. When you get that completed, then just follow what's been said on the Moodle page. It's got a list of what you need to do. I think you'll do fine because then you'll have an IXL to do and then a test out. But please refer to these instructions to help you. Please write it out like I have here. Use paper and pencil when you do the IXLs. Don't just sit there and pretend like you think you can get it. Use your head to use your pen and paper to work them out so that you're able to get these correctly. Okay? Thank you very much.